How many metaphorical hats are you wearing right now? This deep dive is for my superhero soloists who wear all the hats in their business. They're doing everything. They are, you're like the Jill of all trades, but you're like actually strangely good at it, but then also it freaks you out. I'm Jessica. I'm the owner of JPOM, and I built my business by helping businesses like yours grow and scale using easy systems and building stellar teams. So let's dive into the systems that the superhero soloist needs in order to run their business with ease. First up is going to be workload management tools. Okay, workload management tools is very similar to project management, but what you want to do is actually use it to look at where the load is. Where is all your time and energy going, depending on what type of task or project that you're working on. So even though you are potentially one person, maybe you have a VA that you just onboarded, but you're doing the bulk of the work. Even though it's just you need to track this in a project management tool so that you can start seeing where all the energy is going. This will open up your mind to what might be possible in bringing in some help. Which brings me to number 2, delegation platforms. These platforms connect freelancers and part-time specialists. So you might not be ready to bring someone into your business all the time, but you can bring in freelancers and part-time specialists to help you. And if you have a project management tool, it's much easier for them to step in, for you to delegate very efficiently what exactly you need them to do, without having to go and figure out their system or their platform or getting documents emailed back and forth. Like, we don't need to deal with that. Let's put it in a really clear platform that is easy for you to manage and see exactly where things are along the way. Task automation. This is so helpful. Whatever can be automated that doesn't really need a human to do it, let's automate it, especially if you are one person. So the perfect example that I see most often with entrepreneurs is they onboard a client and then they have to create a contract or proposal, and then they email that proposal to the client, and then the client emails back to say they accept it, and then the business owner emails the client a link for them to pay, and then the client emails the business owner to say, oh, can I e-transfer it? And then they email back, and you see where I'm going. So we don't need to do that. There are systems and platforms that we can build and create to do all those steps for you. When we send a proposal to a client, it's one step. Everything is drafted out. We grab a template, we insert the important details that are specific to that client. It sends to the client. Within that thing is like the proposal. If they accept it, it goes to an invoice. When they pay the invoice, it goes to their first call booking. When they book that first call, they get an email that says, hey, your call's booked. And the person on our team that they're meeting with also gets an email to say, hey, this call's booked. And that all happens in one email. So it's totally possible and doable, but it's about figuring out, again, workload management. Where is the time going, so that then number 3, you can automate that. Number 4, fractional team solutions. So consider having a fractional team to share responsibilities. That's what I do as a fractional COO. I step in and help where it's needed on a fractional or part-time basis so that business owners like you can get the operational support and management that they need without having to go all in on a crazy retainer that's like tens of thousands of dollars that you don't have. So that's what our membership is about. There are lots of different ways that you can do this. You can hire a VA hourly. It doesn't need to be a retainer. There are ways that you can get a fractional team to support you in a way that works for you. Similar to my overwhelm overcomers, the superhero soloist needs some burnout prevention strategies. Y'all are doing too much, okay? It's too much. You cannot run forever. At a certain point in time, you will need to take a break. So let's just build in some protocols for recognizing that you're getting burnt out, or even better, let's integrate some wellness programs and strategies so that you don't get burnt out. So this could be like building in time in your day when you go for a walk, building in time in your day that you have a break. Just like if you didn't run your own business, if you worked at a company, there would be lunch breaks and coffee breaks and all the other breaks. So Build those into your day so that you can have a minute to just like take a deep breath. Feel good. It's okay. You're the boss. You can do what you want. Number 6, collaboration and communication platforms. Again, like this goes back to project management tools. Make it easy to work with people, and then it won't be scary to bring someone into your team to help you. The thing that superhero soloists have told me in the past is that they're afraid to bring someone into their team because the last time they did it, it was a shit show. So this time it's going to be different because you are going to have very clear communication platforms. You're going to streamline the way that you work with people so that it doesn't stress you out. Time batching is also very cool. It doesn't work for some people, but for some people it's like a 100. So this is kind of like time blocking where you just set a chunk of time and only do a certain type of task in that time. Some people say, but I'm a great multitasker. You are actually not. Okay. There's lots of research about it. No one is a good multitasker. It tires out your brain to be switching from one thing to the other. So pick a theme and just do that. Just get that thing done and then move on to the next thing. Have designated periods and designated end times. So even if you're not done, you're done. When time's up, you're done. You move on and let that go. Again, it depends on your personal style. That might not be something that your brain is happy with. So you may have to tweak this approach depending on how you work. Next up is efficient decision-making process. So this also comes up for the overwhelm overcomers, but it's really about making a streamlined decision-making process so that you aren't getting decision fatigue. Sometimes this means having someone else make the decisions. The biggest thing I see with entrepreneurs is we're the bottlenecks. Everything comes through us. And that means that we slow everything down. So if there are things that you don't really need to make the decision about, maybe you could offload that to someone. If it's something you do need to make the decision about, let's create a strategy for you around how to do that. There are lots of different frameworks that you can use for this. You could even do something as simple as like, how long does it take you right now to make a decision? How many hours, minutes, days, whatever. Reduce that and then use your will to just stop. At that point, you have to make a decision, whether it's the right decision or the wrong decision. It doesn't matter. You just need to make a decision and move on. And then just slowly decrease that amount of time until you're able to make decisions in a quicker way. Okay. You're also going to need an emergency backup plan. Because you are a soloist, what happens when you're not around? What happens if you die? I don't want to say that too loud. What happens if you're suddenly unavailable and you have these clients and they need to know what is going on? Who do they contact? There needs to be some sort of plan in case something really unexpected happens and you're not there. So there needs to be a resource. So maybe that's your spouse, maybe that's a best friend, maybe that's a VA, and maybe there's just a file in your cloud-based storage that has like, here's who needs to be contacted for like banking. Maybe that's your spouse. Maybe you have someone on a power of attorney that can manage things inside your business. I don't know, but you need a backup plan if it's only you, because I've seen it. It's not good. We need a backup plan. And then professional development systems. Okay. If you are a superhero soloist, I really want you to lean into establishing ongoing learning systems so that you're keeping up with industry trends and that you are really enhancing your skills and knowledge, because that is going to be your key to success with scaling and growing, is developing yourself. Usually it's developing the team, but if you're going to fly solo, then girl, you got to own that shit and you have to take your learning to the next level. So those are my top 10 for my superhero soloist. There's a lot here. Pick one or two to start with and get really good at them. Then add another one. Ask questions. I'm here to support you. I love answering questions and supporting in this way because I think it's so key to growing and scaling your business. So please reach out, and I hope you found this helpful.